At Bedrosian, we aim to align the goals of academics and practitioners, to make clear what good government looks like, to work to foster effective governance and spread good ideas, and ultimately, to work to make sure that government implements good policy.
You get to become bankrupt by design. It doesn't happen by accident, and it doesn't happen because of the environment. It happens because of the choices you make in reaction to the environment.
Bad decision-making and a refusal to accept reality is usually what leads to that, or if not to bankruptcy, to real fiscal distress.
If you look at city budgets, they're mostly public safety. I think some cities are higher as 80, 85%. So when you come up with where you're going to cut, you don't want to reduce safety, you don't want to reduce police and fire.
Public Works is the first place to take hits, because by cutting maintenance, you don't appear to be cutting direct services. Well, they were able to show the council that the result of the cuts that have been making were resulting in more complaints and emergency service calls, and that it was also resulting in claims and settlements against the city. So they had actually the city was actually paying more as a result of deferred maintenance than they would have if they were doing the maintenance.
We found that there is very little incentive for local elected officials to think long-term beyond their terms, especially now at a time when there are term limits.
Because it creates a different type of elected official, one who is not looking long-term at his jurisdiction or her jurisdiction, but is looking long-term at his or her career.
And there is a question fundamentally, if you have pensions, if you have the roads, if you have the sewers, if you have the port, if you have job creation, does the existing tax structure support that? Or are we looking at something more fundamental?
A good corporation, whether it's public or private, can weather changes in the economy. In some cases, see changes in the economy as opportunities.
The challenge isn't finding out what works. We know what works, and we know what doesn't work. The challenge is really to get at your question of self-awareness and people who are driven by the core values of contribution and of service that can then adapt what works.
Implementing good policy. That's the way we move forward together and prosper. We're all in this together.